we're gonna do live, right? Doing live.
Yeah, I believe
Tony,
so.
it's a jive. Nate Gannon, it's your boys. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hard Count Podcast. We're coming at you hard, coming at you live. Saturday night, prime time, right before kickoff. We got some games to talk about. Thursday and Friday nights. We got some controversies to get into, and we got some things to look ahead forward onto. Um, Glad to be here. Tony, what you got for him?
Well, it's a nice little Saturday. Got to watch some good college football games. We won't go into detail there too much, because over here we're trying to just stick to the big boy leagues. But overall, I think we'll go ahead. We'll try to get on in here. Go ahead and run over the Sunday morning schedule. Hit that Sunday night football and get into maybe even the Monday night game. If we can't get into the Monday night game, we will certainly hit it tomorrow. We will try to at least get an episode out tomorrow as well. Um, However, jumping into things, going into week one, we already did see the Cowboys and Eagles game. We saw the Chiefs and the Chargers. Cowboys, Eagles. Nate, go ahead and give me your take on how you thought that game went.
It went as I expected it would. I figured it would be close until the very end over there. It didn't start off how I expected it would. And I got some things to say about that too. I drafted Dak on my fantasy team. I think he's going to have a career year. However, that's not how I wanted my quarterback on my team to start out the year. I was disappointed in that. He came out after the game. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think we all know what happened. If we don't, for those of you that didn't tune in or catch or living under a rock or whatever, uh, Jalen Carter was ejected from the game for spitting onto Dak. And after further review, it seemed that Dak spit in his direction first. Dak got in after the post game, and ex head coach Jason Garrett actually helped clear it up too at the end, stating that Dak just had to spit and generally spit at the feet of Jalen Carter. And in my opinion, rightfully so, Jalen Carter spit right back at him. If it were me, I probably would have swung a hand or two. I know it's the first game of the season, but that's some bitch shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't like that. That was he tried to play it off as tough, cool guy, and man, shout out to Jalen Carter for staying hard and doing his thing. I mean, obviously you hate to see him go, but you can't tolerate that level of disrespect, harassment, little petty, whatever have you. I mean, that was ridiculous. CD dropped some passes. I also got him on my fantasy team. Um, I don't know what it is about him, but he's a great guy. He's a great player, but there's just something missing there. I think Philly played great. I think the Cowboys played great hanging in there. Would have liked to see a better outcome for them, but the weather delay, that wasn't cool. That took a while. And really, the highlight of the game was the spitting and Jalen Carter being ejected. If it were anybody else, if it were your Patriots or what have you, if it were your Raiders or your Browns or anybody, they'd be talking about a whole different set of things. Rather than Dak being on the Cowboys, they brush it off as lighthearted, woo wah, WWE type of shit. But nah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're meaning there. As far as that goes, it really it did kind of seem like they were trying to push that. I did hear that narrative that that Dak was trying to explain he wasn't trying to be rude with spitting in that direction, but I don't really know how you come off trying to spit in that direction and say that you're not trying to be rude. Um, I mean,
You don't spit over people's shoulders, and giving him the look that he gave, and it was corny, it was sweet, it was soft, it was not
no, it
real
really,
hard football.
no, definitely not. And going back and touching in on the Chiefs and the Chargers game, you have who was it? That was Tart, correct? That was who that was. Uh, I mean, Dave Kelsey a real nice, hefty hand, if you know what I mean. He gave him a helping hand.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and he did not get ejected from that game. So it just
No, I was
they
surprised.
it really I kind of got a question if they're picking and choosing what's going on around there, or if they kind of maybe had to go a little bit further back. I don't know what went on there, but it did kind of suck to
They've always
see.
picked and choose.
Yes, yes. It kind of sucked to see with the start of the Eagles game. You know, the Carter did get ejected, and then they did lose one of their starting key defensive players there right off the what I think it was the first snap. That that
Yeah, he got
that
hurt.
that's a really big injury. Just like the Chiefs, they lost Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelsey again. Not good. Not a good look on Travis Kelsey for the Chiefs on that game. Ran into his own teammate and injured him. I mean, it's like it's kind of like a car running into a stop sign. It's gonna take a little damage, but that stop sign's definitely gonna get knocked over.
Yeah,
Um,
you hate to see it, but yeah, it's part of the game.
it is what it is.
Another big incidental hit that occurred. I don't know if you saw it, Tony, but Mahomes was going out of bounds, and he had another Chargers player coming at him, and he lowered his shoulder and trucked him right before he went out of bounds. You know, if it went the other way, we all know what would have happened. I really hate to see these double standard calls, but this is the league that we abide in, and yeah, they need to do better.
Hold on. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. They definitely needed to do a little bit better. Um,
I was surprised that the Chargers came out swinging like they did and held on for as long as they did. It looked for a minute like they were gonna lose it, and Chiefs were gonna do what they usually do, trot down there and come on back. But hats off to those boys keeping them off, and it's a big division win for those guys. Um, and it looks like that lack of momentum that was spurred in the Super Bowl has transitioned back on over to the 2025 kickoff season. Let's see if it continues. I don't think that it'll last long. I think those Chiefs, they will bounce back. It might take a couple few weeks, but you can never count them out. They're always those late seas. Last year they just kind of glided on through, and at the end they ramp it up. That's kind of what they do. So it'll be interesting to see how long they stay down, if they can get back up, and if those Chargers can keep the momentum.
oh, definitely. It will definitely be something to see as far as that goes. Um, Going into this upcoming season, though, it's going to be something to see here as far as tomorrow's games. Um, I think that we're going to see a lot of some heavy hitting games. We're going to see a lot of some standards being set. Uh, I don't know exactly where we want to jump into, but I think that we will just start off with this first one here on this list here, going in Dolphins and Colts.
But well, let me stop you real quick.
Yes.
Let me stop you, Tony. I got something on my list that I want to address before we get into any other team.
You go right on
I want the
into it.
teams to have their spotlight. I want to be able to talk some things about the teams and give them the time that they deserve. But I got a problem with somebody opening their mouth, saying some things. Mr. Ryan Clark, I'm talking about you, talking about Tom Brady. I don't know if you've seen it in the news, Tony. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning are not generational talent. Um, I, it's just absurd to me, and the level of stupidity that we've been seeing amongst these various different athletes and other people. I'm thinking that because they spent time in the league, that their opinions and what they have to say is infallible. And everything that they say is irrefutable and solid. It's ridiculous, and I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of hearing it. Uh, you know, talent isn't always arm strength, accuracy, mobility, agility, what have you. Sometimes talent is up here. Sometimes talent is leadership. You know what I mean? And sometimes talent is uncoachable things that you don't see on the tape. So for somebody to come out and use, try to bring other dudes down, trying to elevate themselves when you already have, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's trying to get people to go click on his stuff and get publicity. All publicity is good publicity, right? I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of hearing it. Real raw stuff. Keep it real, man. That wasn't real. That was fake. That was phony. And last time I checked, you're gonna say that they don't have any talent, man? It's just ridiculous. You got to find something better to talk about. It's just ridiculous, Mr. Clark. Do better.
It
I know
does.
that was a lot, Tony, but I had to get
Oh
that off
no,
my
no,
chest.
no, no. You're all
That pissed
good.
me off today, and I see it happening. I see it happening way too much these days. Just people just doing stuff for clout, doing stuff for the vine. It's just ridiculous, man, all the time. Especially people. I held to that man in such high regard. I had such respect for him, and after I heard that stuff, man, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. We can all do a lot better. If you speaking on the goats, come on now.
Oh, definitely, man. I know exactly what you're meaning there. Trying to go out and say that these players that have already came in, they've established it and reached the peak of the game. They've done achieved the highest that you can achieve in the game, and they've done it. Some of them done it countless times, and he has the gall to go out and just publicly say stuff that is outright. It doesn't make any sense. You're gonna try to say that Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and they're not generational talents.
No,
That's
like I said,
absolutely
I've enjoyed watching him.
it worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed listening to his podcast and respected the things that he's had to say. He's had a lot of valid points throughout the years that I've been watching him, but this I can't stand for it. And there's a lot of other people, like I said, doing the same type of thing, disrespecting, pulling people down, and pushing people on people's shoulders to try to elevate themselves and gain a platform for themselves. Get real, be real, speak the truth, and quit. Where I'm from, you keep it
exactly,
real.
keeping it all real. Speaking of going real, Dolphins, Colts. Who you got?
I got I got them Finns pulling it off. The Colts are in a disposition right now with their quarterback situation, switching their starters the past couple weeks, and who's it? Daniel Jones starting. That's all I got to say on that one.
I mean,
How about you?
I know
Who you got?
exactly how you feel there. Um, I,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna have to roll with the Dolphins. As far as I'm concerned, Tua does have some pretty good season opener stats there. So I would have to give him the edge as far
I
as
got
being a
Dolphins
win.
26-18.
Okay, okay, 26 8.
26-18. What you calling?
Mm, I don't think it'll be as close. I'm thinking it'll be something along the lines. I'm thinking around 31 14, maybe 31-17 with them. Just
Okay.
because
It's gonna be a long day. Either way.
it will be a long day, but I don't think it's going to be as long of a day down there with them as it will be over with the Jets and the Steelers.
I don't know. I think that's gonna be a little closer game, honestly.
It's definitely going to be an
I
interesting
got
one
Pitt.
for sure.
Oh, no doubt. I got Pitt 28 20 over the Jets. I think it'll
Okay.
be close in New York.
Okay. I actually I'm taking the opposite here. I'm taking Jets to beat the Steelers. Um,
Oh, really?
I think
Okay.
Justin Fields is going to come out the gate swinging. I think that he is ready to.
Okay.
I think that he's going to show the Steelers what they passed up on, and
I hope so. I like that
I
man.
really think so. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say Jets 28, Steelers 21.
Okay. I expect big things from that Pittsburgh defense this year, and Yeah,
Oh, for
it'll
sure.
come down to how good Mr. Rogers can come out and play. I think
Oh,
if he can hang
100%.
and keep up with that Jets on both sides of the ball, you know, that's how it'll rock. That's how it'll turn out.
Oh, 100%. I think that's how it'll turn out. I'm thinking Aaron Rodgers might actually come out. He'll look at least decent, make a couple good passes to Metcalf there. Um,
That's if we don't see any deja vu occurrences. If you know what I
correct,
mean.
correct. That is exactly yes, yes. Um,
uh,
Now a
he's
game
working here.
here, another game. This one here is really gonna interest me just because of the players specifically in it. The Panthers and the Jaguars. I am really,
Yes,
really, really looking forward to seeing Bryce Young come out. I want to see if he's actually built that connection that we started to see him make last year, and is starting to establish himself as the leader of that team or not. Jaguars, we're looking at Travis Hunter, baby. We're looking to try to see. They just said that they're going to use him mainly as a wide receiver and give him some situational DB looks. Um, if he can show out on both sides of the ball, all the power to him. But that is the key that I will be looking for there with them.
I am very interested to see how he turns out and does. I personally, I got mad respect for his college game. I just don't see him fitting into the league, and I hope that he proves me wrong. But in my opinion, he doesn't. I'm just going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I find it hard to be able to go both ways, first and foremost. And second of all, there's just something. There's something about certain players that and I'm usually not wrong on it, that I can't pick it up or really state what it is. But like I said, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he comes out of the gate swinging. I hope he has a huge, solid impact for them all throughout the year. Um, but yeah, he very well could be the difference maker in that game. I got Jacksonville. I struggled with this final. I went back and forth for a while. I got Jacksonville 24 over Carolina 20. Um, it all comes down to how good Carolina can play defense, I think.
I can completely see that. I have it a little bit close. I really I think this is going to be a really close game. I think it's going to be a battle of defense. Um, I especially after seeing how the Panthers pulled their defense together throughout that preseason, seeing their starters out there, I think they're going to be a strong defense. I have them only giving up 13, and I have the Jags. Um, so Jags 13. I'm doing Jags 13. Panthers. I'm gonna go ahead say Bryce Young does his thing, secures them the win. Uh, we'll go with 17. 17-13. Panthers win.
Okay. I think both of those offenses got a little bit more firepower than that, but yeah, it is first week.
I feel like it
It's
might be
probably going
a
to be
little
hot down
tight.
there in Jacksonville.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
we'll
gonna be
see. Hopefully, they both
definitely.
can play some defense. I love a defensive game,
Yes,
personally.
yes. When the defenses are the reason that the game is interesting, it makes it so much more entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, all the big offensive plays, those are all great to look at, but all in all, I really like to see some big defensive plays, big hits, pitch sixes, seeing the players get sacks and celebrate with each other. It's just it's a different kind of energy. I don't know if it was just something that I acquired playing, trying to play a little bit from what I used to look at as good team composition there, and you usually see that from the
Yeah, you get to
defense.
see who the real dogs are.
You usually get to see that on the defense. You get to see the team composition players on the defense. Um, and
No,
I
no
think that
doubt.
I really think it'll be a good defensive game. We'll go on here. Cardinals and Saints. Whew, that one's gonna be interesting. I want to pick your brain on it first because I don't know how this one will really go all that well. It's almost like a toss up to me.
Stop playing with the people, Tony. Stop playing with the people, Tony. You know damn well how good this thing's gonna go. I got the Cardinals 31-10. That's all I'm gonna say about it. You know damn well how it's gonna go.
31-10. It's awfully generous. That
31-10.
is awfully generous. I had a
17 if Kamara can get in the end zone more than once.
I I yeah, okay. 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 That would make sense. I was gonna say I was gonna give it like about maybe 30, 35 to 38. I'll go 38-12.
Okay.
Cardinals.
All right.
Cardinals. I'll give them 4 field goals. I'm sorry, Saint fans. I'm sorry, any of the Saint fans that see this, any of them. I'm sorry, but
I'm very sorry.
it's what I'm giving you. It's why this is my honest opinion. Is what I'm giving you.
Who is it? Dennis Allen still down there?
Think so. I believe so. I don't know. From what it looks like, he's not.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, obviously here
Kellen
at our
Moore.
count we need to do our homework. Kellen
Kellen
Moore.
Moore.
Okay. We apologize.
He is the D.
We apologize. We need to do our homework a little bit more on the Saints. We'll get right to it.
Yeah, I'm
All
sorry.
right.
We didn't realize that he went to the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yes, he did. He went to the Bears.
All right. Next, we got what? The Giants at Washington.
I
Who you got, Tony?
believe so. Yeah, we got Giants at Washington, and I know you Saints fans are about to hate me for what I'm about to say about here, but I think the Giants are gonna do phenomenal today or tomorrow. I guess probably today, whenever people are gonna see this, considering we're recording late tonight on Saturday. But um, I would have to go with surprisingly. I might say the Giants win this out by a field goal. I'm gonna have to go with 31-28 Giants. But I think that it's gonna come from a last second drive. It's not gonna be anything fancy. It's gonna be some like last minute fanatics, and they're gonna be able to get a field goal off for the win.
Little Russell Wilson cooking
A
action.
little something in the regular season.
You can say we'll save it for later. You can say it later. I'm gonna get you to say it this year.
I ain't saying it. If he didn't give him some playoff wins, I'll say something. But if not, I ain't saying it.
I.
He
What about a win? How about a winning record? That's a tough division to have a winning record in. How about
I
playoffs?
tell you what, he puts out 31 against the Commanders. I give him his due. He puts out 31
all right.
on the Commanders. I'll give him his due.
Well, I don't have them going that much. I got the Commanders hitting 31. I got Giants 21. I think it'll kind of be one of those dog games. Probably start off a little slow. Washington will pick up the speed. It'll slow down again, and it'll kind of even out at the end. 31-21 Washington.
I can perfectly see that as well. I could really see that. Washington did come out strong. They went deep. They went semi deep there in the playoffs. They did pretty good. Um,
They got a lot of talent on that
they
squad.
really do. Jaden Daniels, you got Stary Terry. I mean, they're really putting together a good team over there, and it's good to see. I just really we've already touched on this before. The name, go back, just go back to what it was. Um,
Make football real again.
amen, amen. We'll move on over here to Buccaneers versus the Falcons.
It's
Oh,
another one I went back and forth on. I really couldn't make my mind up. I got a feeling that Tampa Bay might, run the money on them, but Atlanta's at home. They always show out at home. It's a division game. Atlanta is one of those teams that have done a lot of corrections this offseason. They got a lot of talent on that squad. Tampa Bay lost a number of talent on their defense. Um, the Tampa Bay is also gonna be without Chris Godwin. I know they got that rookie in there to replace him or to fill in that number 2 spot. But I went back and forth. I finally settled on the 28-24 Tampa, but I don't really like that pick, honestly. It could go either way.
I know exactly what you mean. I think that it's definitely going to go either way. If Peanuts can get a hold of that ball and get the offense rolling forward, they can be quite a problem for the Tampa's defense. But overall, I think that Baker Mayfield will do what he does best, and he'll string together another winning season. If not, he's saying that he feels confident in getting them in through the playoffs. I could definitely see it. He's totally an underdog quarterback as far as whenever people want to count him as far as the top 10 in the league right now or whatever have you. But each year he comes out, he balls, he does his thing. They're usually in the talks whenever he's been playing. So I'm gonna have to go and I'm gonna give the edge to the Buccaneers here. I'm gonna go ahead and say we'll do we'll do 23. You know what? No, we'll go 29-23 in overtime. Buccaneers.
Okay. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. That was a good take.
Yeah, we'll go 29-23 Bucks in OT. Um, let's see. What do we have next here? Bengals Browns. Big game. Big game. Um,
Big, huge division game set the tone for the year. Those both are going to be the dogs of the NFC North without question. Um, got to set the tone.
definitely got
Who
to
you
set the
got?
tone. I think I'm gonna have to roll with the Bengals on this one. Definitely gonna have to roll with them on this one. The Browns, they're still trying to rebuild that team. They don't even have a set, full-on idea of their quarterback for the future right now. It seems like they're gonna keep Gabriel's and Shador fighting it out for that spot as far as their future. Joe Flacco, I believe, took the nod to get the start. Understandable. He's taken you to the playoffs once before. He could do it again. And he did that, if I'm not mistaken. He did it off his couch the last time. This would be with him actually playing. And I could see it
That's a
possible with
bold
the
statement
roster
there,
they
my
have.
friend.
I could see it possible with
That's
what
a
they've got. I could see him squeaking in a wild card.
I love Flacco to death, but that is a bold statement there, my friend.
I could see it with Flacco, but all in all, with his age, I could totally see one of them younger guys coming in sometime this season to take over. But rolling into the final
Now the
score
news
with it.
was today that
Oh, go ahead.
The news was today that rookie running back that the Browns took finally signed. He's the last unsigned rookie. Uh, I don't know if he'll be starting. He got into a little bit of trouble in the offseason. Jerome Ford was slated to start running back, and I think he's going to get a number of touches, if not the majority of it. But it'll be interesting to see how that running back comes out and plays and how they use both of them. That'll be key to Cleveland staying in the game. Ultimately, I think the Bengals will pull it away. I got Bengals 29, Cleveland 28 or 23. Um, but I don't see Cleveland being able to maintain and handle and Mr. Chase all game long. Um, yeah, they'll pull away at the end, I believe. But the key for Cleveland here is running the ball, maintaining time of possession, and playing D, no doubt.
Definitely, I agree there 100% as far as that take there. I think I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to edge the Bengals out. I'm going to say Joe Burrow is going to have a heyday. He's going to probably drive. I'm going to go with 43 Bengals. I'm not going to count the Browns out entirely. No, I would say just like you said, it's gonna be close up until around that end of the third, start of the fourth quarter. They're gonna be a little bit worn out, and Joe Burrow's gonna add them extra points on the board. But all in all, I'm thinking 43 Bengals and 28 Browns.
All right, stop the tape here. I got a question. Um, say the Browns don't get off to the best start, right? Say they
Mm-hmm.
struggle and they continue to struggle. At what point do you take Flacco out and give those two young guys that they have a chance? And who do you give a chance first? I need your take. It's a hard, heavy, hot take here. I've got a lot of people still talking about Shador. A lot of people say that he's been backdoored, and I don't necessarily disagree with them. But at what point do you make the switch?
I'm gonna have to go. The point that you make the switch is when Flacco isn't working, and when Flacco isn't working or he gets injured, you make the switch and you go with your next best option. And your next best option is going to be based off the film. Shador. Shador is the one that's going to be able to extend the play out, make the best option for you, and get the time for your receivers to get open if there's not a play to be made. He's already proven it in the preseason, doing his scrambling and running around and everything else. But overall, he's not doing horrible as far as being a rookie. He's actually shown very great poise in the pocket and skill as far as what he's got for a team. Um, in which they're not horrible. Honestly, they're not horrible. Um, but it
Obviously, that's the right thing to do. What do you think they will do? You think they'll continue to play with him? You think they'll start Dylan Gabriel before he gets a chance, or how do you see that going down?
honestly, I could see Dylan Gabriel going in before Shador, just because they don't want to admit that they've tried to basically sabotage that kid.
Yeah.
They don't want to admit it, but that's exactly what they've done. Is they've just straight sabotaged that poor kid.
To an extent, he sabotaged himself. But yeah, he does have definite talent, and
He had the
yeah,
talent to do exactly what he was doing to those teams, and they just didn't believe that he did. I mean,
yeah,
honestly, he even Cam Ward said that the whole time they imagined it was going to be him and Shador 1 and 2.
yeah.
I mean,
I think there was a little bit of a
thought it
stretch,
was a
but
possibility he was going to go in the first round still, but nobody after the first round, I was shocked that nobody took him at all. The second round passed.
yeah.
I I was shocked. I stunned. I couldn't believe it. That was
Uh, I definitely believe it, but yeah, it's
As low as he
he deserves a
dropped,
chance, no
yes,
doubt.
yes, definitely deserves a chance, just like anybody. If he's going to get drafted, he obviously had the talent for you to draft him, so he should have the talent for you to put on the field and see if he's going to be able to lead your team.
Personally, I don't see it happening. I see them. I see him dogging it out for the whole year. They'll probably switch if Flacco struggles, and I don't really expect Flacco got all the respect and talent for me in the world, but I just don't see the weapons around him. You got a rookie running back. You got. I think Jerome Ford has some real talent, but he's yet to really establish himself in this league. Um, One of the toughest divisions in football. I see them struggling. I see them not really knowing how to handle or manage that, and those coaches giving Dylan Gabriel a shot mid-season and just riding it out. I think Dylan Gabriel does enough to keep the real talkers and the haters at bay, and they'll continue to play the card that they have been, and hopefully um, something can happen where Mr. Sanders can get in. I'd like to see how he does in real time, but
I would really like to as
we
well.
know how the league operates by this point.
Definitely, definitely. Now jumping into this next game here. Now I know this next game here is going to be a heated game here. We have the Raiders at the Patriots. Who you rocking?
It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day for both squads. This is the Josh McDaniels revenge. I think he himself came out and said that. I don't know necessarily if he's going to get his revenge or what revenge he has to take on people, but it'll be interesting to see. Um, I don't really have high expectations for Drake May. Um, I like to see young quarterbacks succeed and come out the gate swinging. I think it's going to take some time for him to establish himself. And starting off the first game against Max Crosby is not conducive to doing that. You add Devin White into the mix. I know the Raiders secondary isn't hasn't been made out to be all that it is. But I do see them getting pressure. I do see them stopping the run and forcing Drake May to win the game for them. And ultimately, I think it comes down to how well New England can play defense. And I don't see them being able to compete for long against the likes of Geno, who's coming out pissed off, Brock Bowers, that young rookie Deontay Thornton. Um, Jacoby Myers is playing. You got Ashton. Um, it'll come down to New England's defense and how good that offensive line is for Las Vegas. I got the Raiders pulling it away 28-18. I went back and forth on this one a little bit. It might be a little closer. New England at home, too. They got a chance to surprise some people. But I'm going to give the shout out to the day to Max Crosby again. I think he's going to make Drake have a long day.
I um I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that for the for that being a long day for both teams as far as the offense being on the field for the Raiders and the defense on the Patriots, because we already know Max Crosby will be coming at them very hot. You've got Tyree Wilson, you got Malcolm Kuntz. Um, we they've also just signed Booker from the Philadelphia Eagles squad. He's also there. They're going to be stopping the run. They're going to definitely be trying to force that passing game. Their safeties have been stepping up from it looks like in the preseason. Their safeties have been picking up that DB work pretty well. They may or may not have found that solution or balance. We'll have to see how that works out. History may repeat itself with Pete Carroll here. Every coaching debut he's had, he's undefeated. And another, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've seen, he only typically allows maybe a maximum of 2 scores. So I'm gonna go with Raiders 30 and Patriots 10. I'm gonna have to say that Jonty is going to start wearing down that offense. That offensive line's gonna start pushing that defense back further and further as the game goes on, and Janty's gonna just keep building up steam, almost kind of how Derrick Henry does, where he seems to, as the game goes on, just be moving faster and faster, but really, he's just not tired.
Yeah, wearing down defense for sure. Um, I think the New England Patriots are projected to win the game, actually.
I do
So,
believe they are projected to
um,
win. I think it's 53-47 the last time that I checked. But
yeah.
jumping into the next match here, just to steer on away here. I know we're getting a little close on time for the night. Uh, we got the 49ers versus the Seahawks. I think I'm gonna have
I
to.
expect big things from them. See,
I'm gonna have to definitely roll with the Seabirds here. I'm gonna roll Seabirds. Something about Brock
yeah,
Purdy,
me too.
CMC. I don't know that Purdy will be able to bring them back to that caliber that they were at. They lost Debo. Um, they really they almost seem lost. And Christian McCaffrey, I don't think that he's going to be your answer long term anymore. I think that he's done and gone. He is probably not going to play the full season. I don't think. Um, I really would like to see him maybe play the full season. That'd be great, but I don't see it happening. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I take Seahawks edging this one out, 21-17. It's gonna be a little bit close, be a one-score game, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the Seabirds on this one.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I got 24-17 Seahawks. At home, I expect big things from those guys. I expect big things from that coach, that Sam Darnold. Um, 24-17.
Definitely, definitely. And then moving on straight into this next game here, just because I am really excited to talk about it. Titans, Broncos. Number one pick, Cam Ward, going against this hot team with Bo Nix. You got Patrick Surtain on the defensive side of the ball. You got uh, their defense is stacked out. They've got talentless. They've got edge rush. They've got the run stop. They're pretty much balancing out that team. They're really looking like a strong team finally, and it's nice to see. It's good to see that they were able to turn that around so quickly. Um, I don't think that they have actually looked this good since Peyton Manning was last on their team. But
On paper.
overall, I'm gonna go with, if I had to take one or the other, it's going to be a close game, but I want to say Cam Ward wins his debut against the Broncos. And I'm going to say that he wins it.
Really?
I will. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to say that he wins this. I think it's going to be a tight knit game. It's going to be a battle of the offenses. I'm going to go with 35 Titans, 32 Broncos.
Uh, excuse me. I'm sorry, brother.
Oh, I know, I know, I know.
That's bold.
I had to hit you with a little something. I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute. I've been looking at it. It's just thinking about it, and there's something about it. I think that Cam Ward's gonna come out the gate swinging, and he's gonna be swinging hard. He's been working hard, and everybody's been talking about how he's been trying to center himself and make himself the leader of that team, and I think that he's gonna showcase that.
All right. Well, I respect it. I think if anybody can do it, it's Cam. But I'm very much less optimistic for them. I think the Broncos at home are going to shut that down. I think it's going to be a long day for those Tennessee Titans. I don't really. I'm not familiar with all the weapons he has over there, Mr. Cam. Um, like I said, I got all the faith in the world in him, but I think this first game he's going to struggle to get some momentum and to find a rhythm with his weapons. I see the Denver defense dominating this game and Bo Nix showing out. I got the Broncos 30, Titans 13.
Okay. We're on a little bit of a different page there, but hey, that's all right. That's what we're here for. All right, jumping into this next one, Packers Lions. Whew. I'm gonna let you take this one over for a second.
I went back and forth on this one too a little bit. We saw how well the Lions can be cohesive and can swing for the fences. Dan Campbell's done a hell of a job up there getting those boys and turning that organization around. I think they're going to carry on that momentum. Um, it's always tough to go against Green Bay in Green Bay, but I went ahead and did it. I got the Lions 29, Green Bay 23, possible overtime. Possible, that game's a little bit closer than that, and last minute field goal even. Um, and really, that could go either way. But I do think Detroit comes out hot. Green Bay kind of keeps up with them and holds on, and at the end, Detroit kind of pulls away. That's what I expect from them. They got too many offensive weapons. It'll come down to how well the Lions can play defense for sure. Shutting down Jordan Love and that running game is going to be crucial to keeping that momentum and maintaining possession and the points that are on the board. That they're certainly going to be there.
Definitely. There's definitely to be a decent amount of points on the board. I kind of have it going that other way, though. I am taking Packers at home. I'm going to go ahead and give Jordan Love just a little bit of love. And they also just got Micah Parsons up in there. Micah Parsons is going to be a difference maker. I'm unsure if he is playing or not. I believe they said he will be playing. Um, I have not
Where
seen
wouldn't
any
he be?
news otherwise.
Is he hurt still? Is that injury anything significant
It's been
or?
told as week to week for right now. We'll see how that goes throughout the season, but overall, I think if he's playing for them, I think that they're gonna come out swinging out the gate, kind of just how the Cowboys did. They came out, they tried to even things out with the Eagles, and they came pretty close. But I'm thinking that the Packers are gonna go ahead and show Jerry Jones that they really took something that he needed on their team with a strong pass rusher. I think that they might even be able to force the Lions into only being able to run the ball this in the maybe even the first half. We'll see what happens with it, but I do have it being a close game. I do still have it being a close game. I'm taking Packers going 29, and the Lions going about 26-23, about the same as you. Um,
Okay.
I could see it happening, and like I said, I think it'll go, just like you said, it'll possibly go OT. It definitely be a down to the wire game. Um,
Setting the tone for that division.
oh
I
yeah,
love it.
oh
First
yeah,
week right out the gate, we got a lot of solid divisional matchups
it's
and
a
a lot of
lot,
solid
yeah,
revenge games that they set us up for some good entertainment this week for sure.
definitely. Speaking of a good entertainment, Texans at the Rams.
Yes.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yes. Um, Another one I went back and forth with and struggled to make up my mind. Ultimately, it was a little bit easier than the other ones that were kind of close. I felt like there's just too much talent on that Rams offensive side of the ball, and I think it'll be close as the game goes on. And I think over time that defense is just going to get tired and worn down, and they're going to find a way to pull away at the end. I think Houston has a bright future. I think they're going to go far this season, but I think this week it's going to be 23-30 Rams.
Okay, okay, okay. I could totally see that happening. Totally see that happening. I don't know if CJ Stroud can get that ball moving though. I know that he can be very dangerous, but the second he gets stopped, it almost seems like he can't get himself out of that rut. So I could kind of see that
Yeah.
coming out to be the same deal. I am giving it to the Rams as
I
well.
think he I think he matured a little bit more as a quarterback this year in regards to that though.
Oh,
I
definitely.
think he doesn't let that. I think he bounces back a little bit more effectively and learns. Because I mean, last year when that happened, he was missing his number one wide receiver, or his number two wide receiver, I should say.
Yeah, he
And I
was
think Nico
missing
Collins
Tank.
got hurt too as well. Yeah, he was missing both of them actually for a period of time. So, um, but I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Who you got? What's your final?
I am taking the Rams, finishing this up with with a 25 Rams, 21 Texans.
Okay. Baltimore, Buffalo, prime time, Sunday night.
Baltimore and Buffalo. They're playing in Buffalo.
Right out the gate
They're playing in
in
Buffalo.
Buffalo. They've been on Hard Knocks this year too.
Which quarterback
If that means anything.
which running back quarterback do I want to take here? Um, I'm gonna have to go ahead. I'm gonna give this one to Lamar. I think Lamar is gonna come out. I think Lamar will beat out Josh Allen. He will have more passing yards. Josh Allen will have more rushing yards and more rushing touchdowns. I'm feeling I'm feeling 27-21 Ravens.
That's a low scoring game for those two teams.
It's cold.
Already?
We'll see what happens. Lamar can't play when it's cold. And I ain't seen a single Bills
Well, then what?
receiver that can catch in the snow. That's not Miko. It's not what's his name? Matt Collins or what? Who's the dude? The one that walks around with no shoes.
Mac. He ain't even on the team anymore.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They ain't had somebody that could
That,
catch in the snow since him.
it's all that cold feet therapy.
Dude, it must have did something for him, man. That dude, he walks around barefoot all the time. That dude's probably got great back. That dude probably doesn't have any back pain. I'll be real. He probably don't have any back pain.
Uh, uh, I think the weather's a non factor here.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see what's up.
uh,
We see them electric
and
blankets out.
it'll
We'll know
really
it's
come down.
cold.
It'll definitely come down to defense. Who can play a better defense
Oh, for
and
real.
shut each offense down? Um, I think Buffalo struggles a little bit more on offense than Baltimore does. However, I think they play a little bit better defense. Just being at home and having that energy and momentum going. I went back and forth on this one too. Um, and I really don't feel confident either way saying this right now. Um, 28-24. Uh, the way the story usually goes between these two teams is Baltimore wins during the regular season and Buffalo takes care of business in the postseason. Um, and I'm just going to stick to that story. 28-24 Baltimore. I don't like that pick though.
Phew, definitely. Um, I could definitely see that. And you did say you are taking Baltimore, correct? 28-24.
Uh, I'm taking them because those wide receivers need to prove themselves a little bit more to me on Buffalo's offense. That's the only reason why.
I completely understand it. I
If
can
they can
understand it.
if they can establish them and Buffalo can have somewhat of a decent running game, I think Josh Allen carries them through, and that defense pulls on through. But right now, Baltimore seems like the more solidified team on both sides of the ball.
Definitely does. Definitely does. I do think that we will save the predictions and talking about that last game there for Monday, the Viking Bears. We'll go ahead and we'll go over that and what we thought of the games here from Sunday here. We'll go over all of that stuff
Make sure you tune in
Sunday
tomorrow,
night.
folks.
Yep, we're gonna have a video out for you guys tomorrow night. Looking around sometime late night, just after the Ravens Bills game, we will be trying to get the video out. So just keep an eye out, keep an ear out. Um, Go ahead, you guys can leave a like, comment, you guys can subscribe. Let us know how you guys are feeling
Follow
about it.
Coach TN Entertainment, Hard Count Podcast. Um, we're here. We're here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. Real, raw, making football great again, one episode at a time.
100%. But yeah, as far as that goes, I think that we're gonna go ahead. We'll end this stream here, and we'll get with you guys in a video tomorrow, and see you guys next week for some more Sunday picks.
Thanks for showing up, showing out. Enjoy the games, and don't be afraid to call people out, man.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. It's high time that we don't let people ride these waves and these pedestals that they sit on. And people, sometimes you got to put people in their place that appear bigger and stronger and have a more of a standing than you do. It's time that we give the people the truth. We keep it real always, and we call people out when they step out of line. And it's not gonna stand here on Hard Count.
Nope. No, it will not. But as for tonight, you guys have a good night. We will